Welcome back. The idea behind business solutions is simple. There's no better wisdom than from those who have been there and done that. We bring people to this desk to share how they overcome adversity and tackle the challenges each small business faces. Today, Dana Camacho from DaVita Table Rock Dialysis joins me, and Idaho's voice of small business, Dan Long. Thank you so much, both of you, for being with us, Dana and Dan. And let's dive right into first understanding what DaVita does. That's dialysis. Give us a better idea, Dana.
Okay, so dialysis is basically replacing what the kidneys do. So when people have end-stage renal disease, they come to us 3 times a week. Most of the people come about 3.5 hours for treatment, and we basically replace the kidney. We do what the kidney is supposed to do. We are their kidney function.
And DaVita is the largest in the nation, almost 1,600 stores, 5 here in the Treasure Valley. And when I did sit down with Dana and we just talked about what are some of the challenges you face, she talked about education. Maybe you could describe that education piece.
Sure. So there's actually a couple stages in end-stage renal disease, and when they start getting to those stages, they are primarily referred to nephrologists. So when they get to that point, we'd like to see them reach out to us and get some education, or actually anywhere they can get education. We just happen to offer education classes at some of our facilities. And we like to see that because if they can get some education on their diet and what to expect as their disease process gets worse, we can prolong sometimes the extent that they have quality of life before they actually come to dialysis, and that becomes a part of their life.
Because I'm sure that when you put yourself in the shoes of that patient and the doctor says you're facing kidney failure, basically, oh one of my vital organs is shutting down. It's got to be scary. So the education piece has to be very, very important for
and
the
it's
folks.
So helpful. It is a huge life change for them, lifestyle change. They are dedicated to come to us 3 times a week for probably about 4.5 hours each time they come. So those people that work or have groups that they're a part of or have clubs that they're used to going to, all of that has to change, and then you have to have somebody bring you there. So you have transportation, things that come along with that.
And very interesting, because we were talking earlier today about they have like a social worker that makes that bridge, that acts as that bridge between, okay, here's the diagnosis, your kidney has failed, you need to do this. So it's very traumatic. So they bring someone, the social worker, in all the way from getting a vehicle to transportation to how it's going to affect you and stuff. So it's quite interesting.
So let's dive, we've got less than a minute left. Let's talk specifically about this education piece. What are some of the specific ways you're delivering the education?
So at the Boise Clinic, for example, at Table Rock, we have a class every Thursday at 2 p.m. You can either call and say, hey, I'm going to come to your class, or we're actually prepared for people to show up for this class. We do talk about diet, we talk about different modalities, because in-center dialysis is not the only option. And
you're encouraging people to take advantage of the education before they get to the point of needing dialysis.
Exactly. We just want to prepare people. It can be very traumatic. When you say one of my organs is gone, it can be very traumatic, and the whole thing can be very stressful.
Okay, so folks can find you online. What are the best ways to find you, and if they want to plug into one of these classes?
Right, so www.davita.com, and then you can get links from there, and there is actually a ton of education on that website too. Okay. So, and then Table Rock Dialysis, phone number 208-658-8111. We can get you connected with and answer some of your questions there as well.
All right. Challenge pretty simple. You've got a very scary time of life. The solution is to identify ways to and deliver the education to help overcome the fear.
Correct.
Dana Camacho with DaVita Table Rock Dialysis. Thank you so much for being with us today.
Thanks for having me.
Dan Long, as always, thank you. And coming up next, integrity counts on business at its best. What does it take to be named Idaho's Remodeler of the Year, and how does Stronghold Construction attract customers? The story when we return.